I don't have a lot of debt. I don't like to have a lot of debt because it's mathematically impossible to go bankrupt if you don't have debt.
That's true.
It's impossible to go bankrupt. You at home should write that down. It's impossible to go bankrupt if you don't have debt.
So do you use credit cards?
I mean, I pay it off every month. Yeah, I use credit cards.
Okay.
I pay the bill every month.
Yeah, I'm a fan of credit cards. Loans are where it gets tricky, though. You know, taking loans with high interest.
I don't. For what?
Have you done that before for a house or anything?
I mean, I have normal mortgages, but even in properties I own, I don't have a lot of debt on it.
You put down a big percentage for the down payment?
You know, some people criticize that, and fairly. This is a personal preference, in my opinion. I grew up poor, and you know, I grew up in a small house, 800 square foot, which was, my mom was a hoarder, my dad was a hoarder. The house was packed with stuff. My dad was in prison, so at least his stuff wasn't there. You know, my best friend lived in the trailer park that was basically in my backyard. There was a second trailer park at the end of the street, and I grew up around a bunch of white trash trailer park people. And you know, for me, I have enough money, and you know, I make enough money in my business. I have enough money in my brokerage account that, like, I just don't want a lot of debt on real estate. Like, if it's personal, if it's things that I use. Now, I say it two different ways. If we bought a hotel, you and I go buy a hotel together, or an apartment building, or an office building, okay? Ideally, I'd like to own 0%, and I'd like us to manage it well and have good cash flow. That you know, the cash flow pays all the expenses, and what we have is profit, and we have 0% down. Now, I'm not saying that structure is a viable structure. I'm saying ideally, if we could buy a $500 million building with 0% down, and we only make 4% per year, but we have nothing to lose. You know, worst case, it's the bank's problem. If the economy tanks, it's not my problem or your problem. It's the bank's problem. Okay, so I think about that very differently than, you know, property that you use for yourself. That's, you know, for your personal use or for your business use. I'd rather not have debt on that. I just don't want to have to think about it.
Okay,
and probably that's fear-based thinking from my childhood. That's probably true.
I could see that. Yeah. So you view your personal property as separate from a business investment, basically.
I just think of them as different things. So, you know, if it's your personal house, I'd just rather, you know, own it or have little debt.
Have the peace of mind.
If it's something I use for my business, you know, my studios and stuff, I own those properties. I have very little debt on that relative to their value.
Yeah. No, I could see that. My, you know, my loved one, you know, moving house to house growing up was tough on her mentally, I think. So when we bought the house, I was like, yeah, I'll put down a lot because I know you want to be comfortable, you know. Even though I didn't, like, I'm going to be honest.
I like that stability. And there's a fair criticism on the other side that somebody would say, like, if you're a good businessman, your money should be in the markets. Your money should be in your investments, making you more money. That's a fair argument.
Yeah.
I think it's a personal preference that if you have a strong appetite for more risk and you're willing to tolerate the volatility of maybe losing all your properties and moving into a shitty apartment somewhere, okay.
Yeah.
If you like, okay. Like I'm just a little less risk averse. I'm not trendy. I don't like a lot of, again, I don't buy trendy stocks. I buy boring things. I like safety and security.
Yeah. Well, you're at the point now where you're just living off the interest of your investments, right?
I make good money from my business. My business pays the bills, and you know, and I put some money away every month from the business, and make more money with that. And in the future, if I don't want to run that business, okay, then my investments can pay for my life.
Yeah.
I don't have to do anything I don't want to.
That's awesome. That's where I want to be in a few years. I want to probably have, I think I calculated it, 20 mil liquid is where I need to be to live off, I think, 7% a year off that?
Yeah, so 1.4 minus inflation.
Yeah, I think I could do that with 20 mil.
I mean, you'd be spending, you know, 60, 70,000 a month if you, depending how you want to think about inflation rate.
Yeah, I spend 40 right now without kids, so I think I factored in another 15, 20 with kids.
Yeah.
You know, so 20 mil is where I need
expensive.
to go. Yeah, I don't have
sure
them
you
yet.
don't want a puppy or something?
I got 2 puppies. Those are expensive too, but not as much as kids. But I feed my dogs like raw meat and shit. It's pretty expensive. It's like $1,000 a month, I guess.
Yeah, lucky dogs.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, no tap water for them either.
Shit.
They drink out of glass.
I even drink tap water.
You do?
I even drink tap water.
I'm surprised. Do you know what's in there?
Maybe if I knew, I wouldn't drink tap water. I don't know.
I'll have to educate you, man.
I know when I go through the airport, this is the most Jew thing you've ever heard in your life, okay? I go through the airport. I fly twice a week. I'm always flying somewhere. and I'll bring about 4 empty bottles with me.
Yeah.
And then I'll go through security and go fill the bottles up in the lounge on the other side, and put cold water in the bottles. My brain can't fathom that I'm going to pay $6 for a bottle of water.
I hate it. No matter how much money I have, still paying that airport water fee is insane to me.
I can't do it.
$8.
I don't want to pay. Is it?
Yeah, it's $8 for a plastic water bottle. Some of them 10. Depends on the airport.
Hey, you're giving me a heart palpitation.
Why do you travel twice a week? That's a lot.
I'm always traveling to meet clients, and I have a business conference here this weekend.
Okay.
I go to the gym here with you. Then I got my conference and just nonstop stuff.
So you got events everywhere?
No, I do events about half a dozen times per year. So I do about six events, 4 days each per year, and then I'll do like one-on-one client meetings, like weekend after weekend. I go do one-on-one meetings with the clients and help them with their specific, whatever investment or business problems, or be their counselor that weekend, or whatever's on their mind that I could help with.
Got it. So you're doing a lot of coaching.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool, man.
Wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode.